Hey, it's Skyler. I'm just going to show you really quickly how to use Google Trends. So first, type in Google/Trends, really easy. And when you get to the site, it's going to show you basically what is really popular right now at the time. And these are just various stories by region, by top searches, by things that are really important to people, I guess, right now, according to Google. Um, and it's really cool because they give you these like maps and graphs and different ways to look at the data. Like for instance, this one on the Emmys I thought was really cool. They showed you like the top articles from the last few days on the topics, and then they also give you some like what are the top searched Emmy winners, and then what are the like top questions for certain people, and then like different time graphs about like information. And this is really cool just because you can get a good look at like the trends in data, and you can also pull this stuff. So for instance, this one, if you go to the Google GitHub, you'll be able to basically look at source the data. But I mean, I would only mess with that if you are particularly good at coding or understand code at all. And if you want to do your own make your own data set on a specific topic, and let's say look at it over time, what you can do is basically pick a different topic. So let's say I wanted to look at the Pope. These ones are just basically what's going on right now, but there's like certain keywords that are attached to various articles. So you could either do this by typing in the Pope up here, like Pope Francis or whatever, but you could also do it by going down here and just clicking on one of the topics. So let's say I want to see Pope Francis and, let's say, climate change. If you want to see interest over time, you can see that the Pope is a lot more popular than climate change, which is fine. It's just interesting to see that kind of data information. But let's think of another thing like gay marriage. Same-sex marriage, sure, works for me. Okay, it's about as popular as climate change, which is interesting to think about because I would imagine that at some points when the Pope talks about these things, they might be popular at the same time, but I guess that's not true. So here you can see like where are the most popular areas that these things are talked about. It's like DC, whatever, but maybe climate change is different. Same-sex marriage, you can see Kentucky. Yeah. And then you can also use this information and create like your own enabled chart. And this is cool, but the thing is like obviously you can't style it. I mean, yeah, you can't really style it at all, which is unfortunate. But what you can do is export the data yourself. So you can download it as a CSV, which basically means you can open it up in Excel. So in here you can see like here's these different dates, and it's for like a really long period of time. So this is just for 2015, but I could have gone a lot longer than that and gotten a lot more information. So, but that's really interesting because then you can see like where the states where it's most popular for each of these three different topics, where is like the different places in the world even. So you can go beyond the U.S. I think if you go down, this is literally like every single county, which is insane for all these different topics. But yeah, you can go like beyond that. So these are different like areas. So let's say I want to change some of the things happening here. So you could do like time ranges. Let's do something like Beyonce. So from 2005, or actually 2004, all the way to 2015, you can see how she has been trending. And look, there's even a note right here. But I don't know what that's about. But you can also attach it to news articles. So it's like Beyonce the halftime show. Beyonce gives Taylor Swift an award. Beyonce wins the Grammy. Beyonce at the Met Gala. Like, where are these important points? And you can also, of course, export that data as well. But you can do beyond time ranges. You can do location, which is also very interesting. So you can see like where she pop in, and then what are related searches with that. So that's pretty interesting just because then now you can really like export that data and find out like why is something popular and over what period of time. So that's the general gist of like what's most interesting about Google Trends. But yeah, I mean, just play around with it, see what you can find. I'm sure it could create something interesting for your infographic. I definitely wouldn't use it as like the like highlighted main source, but I think it could be really interesting. For instance, if you're working on something like mass incarceration and you want to see like how often that is even talked about online versus like how much money we spend on it and how much like basically it's trends over time in terms of legislation versus like in terms of like Google searches. Like that's kind of interesting to me. So yeah, let me know if you guys have any other questions.